Hi, Kalpun Pizza here. We're in the 21st century. Interesting news. We create everything with our brains. We're evolved mutated primates. Most important organ in our bodies, the brain, creates everything. Creates gods and delusions and all kind of stuff. See? The brain. That's what we create God with. The mind and thinking.
The human being of the future will be a lot smarter, thanks to pioneering research being conducted on how our brains work and how they can work better.
Listen to that, Christians. No God.
The brain is an extraordinary object. In fact, without question, the most complicated object that humans have thus far encountered in this universe.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to put a limit on what its capabilities might be.
Random mutations.
Professor Gary Lynch
Evolution.
is a pioneer in neuroscience research at the University of California at Irvine.
We're working on ways of enhancing the capabilities of the human brain.
That work involves not only trying to improve the brain we have, but keeping it at maximum potential throughout our lives.
Yes, and get rid of the Christian and believing God nonsense.
Begins to fail with age.
Today's human brain power peaks at the age of 20. Then it begins a steady decline.
Why? Why should this thing spend 18 years to develop, to wire itself up, to form these thousands of trillions of synapses, and then start to decay almost as soon as it was finished?
Everything we experience comes through our five senses. But Dr. Rodolfo Linas has a technology that could make your five senses obsolete.
And the way we can perceive our world is with our five senses. They are the probes. You start believing in God and all that, you're a retard and you're deluded. A theotard. No good.
It's a problem this 60-year-old PhD is trying to solve.
The fact that a third-year graduate student has more mental agility than I do is a simple fact of science, and it's one that pisses me off.
From deteriorating, and even make them work better.
These new class of drugs, which are called amphetamines, gives the brain a new kind of power.
We better enjoy this brain and this only life we have. When we die, we're consumed by bacteria, our ancestors. So who cares? We cease to exist. But it's beautiful that we can enjoy our life, and actually in our memories, we can even have fun with our dead friends and pets when we dream at night. We recollect them.
Our brains are made of neurons.
There you go, Christian.
100 billion of them.
Thought is nothing more than a community of neurons talking to each other for a fraction of a second.
There you go.
Passes its message on to the next.
They create God this way.
Not bad.
Learn, Christians.
What would happen if you could accelerate that process?
With amphetamines, the jolt of electricity is larger. More neurons are going to respond to the message, and more neurons means that they'll recruit more neurons. Now you have more neurons working on a single thought, and they're a lot faster.
And believing God screws it up.
Signals across tiny gaps called synapses. Dr. Lynch can measure just how much amphetamines grease these synapses inside the brain.
What we have in this dish is a piece of the living brain. And up here on this screen, you can actually see the synaptic voltages. You can hear neurons receiving their messages and preparing to pass them on to the next neuron.
There's the evidence, retards. There is no God. We created with the brain.
Synapses, more voltage.
There you go.
By increasing the speed of thought, these drugs will make us more alert and improve our memory. But they'll have none of the jittery side effects of stimulants like energy drinks or coffee.
So chemicals stimulating the brain. You want to see God? Take some peyote la manita muscaria. Or let me hit you over the head. You see stars and gods. But believing in God is always retards the intellect, retards the mind, and stagnates everything. All these thoughts of God, flush them down the toilet. It's not good for you. Join us in the 21st century, and then realize science is of the utmost importance.
65-year-old humans, and shown to improve memory quite substantially without any evident side effects.
Smart drugs will become part of our lives as we fight off brain degeneration.
Things that are now in testing by pharmaceutical companies, potential is there to do things the brain cannot now do.
This is reality.
That opens up a new book
Reality.
in the human story. What comes next is going to be really, really fascinating.
Right now, it's predicted that by the year 2040, more than 100 million people worldwide will suffer dementia. That's
Yes.
1 in every 15 adults over the age of 60.
Or religious
That can
belief,
slow the loss of memory will
which is
be
a form of
breakthrough in the fight
schizophrenia.
against Alzheimer's, strokes, even schizophrenia.
There
And
you
for
go.
those who remain healthy,
like believing imaginary
vigorous,
friends.
youthful brain will make life more enjoyable.
Without Christian beliefs and
With all
stupid
due
things like that.
respect, your superhuman brain will be smarter than your current brain is capable of understanding.
Without
The brain's potential doesn't stop there. What if you could see without your eyes?
Where are the
Someday you might be able to see even if you're blind, hear even if you're deaf, or recover memories that you thought were lost.
A new set of technologies that might allow us to talk to the brain directly.
There you go, Christians. Learn.
We humans are visual animals. Let me draw it for you. It is something like that.
Yeah, we created God with our brains.
Let's put an eye here. Now, for most people, seeing is something you do with your eyes. The eye connects to the thalamus. But you know, it is really not so.
We have dreams.
Eyes don't see.
We don't need eyes for
It
dreams.
is the brain that sees.
That's right. The
When
brain.
you dream, you see, but you're not using your eyes.
In principle, one may be able to produce seeing by activating the brain directly.
Dr. Linus plans to run wires into the part of the brain responsible for vision. The wires would stimulate specific brain cells with electrical impulses, creating images in your mind,
Images of God too,
even if your eyes are shut.
if we want to.
You can have sensations, you can have images
Yes.
as richly as you want it.
There you go,
He
Christians.
can also hotwire the parts of the brain connected to hearing or touch.
So much for
This
stupid
technology
believing
paves the
God.
way for true out-body experiences.
you
You'll
go.
be able to see the world without ever leaving home.
Yes.
If we want to travel, you just plug it in directly. And then you'll see it, and then you'll feel the breeze.
If your brain can experience sights, sounds, smells, and sensations of being somewhere else, could virtual travel be as good as actually being there?
Exactly. It will be even better.
Armchair thrill seekers skydive in complete safety,
All experience in the brain.
or even walk on other planets.
Exactly. Exactly.
Dr. Linus believes there's no limit to the images and sensations that can be sent directly to the brain.
Because we are God.
This information get there?
Through the vascular system.
Yes.
The brain is filled with tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen to each and every neuron.
Product of evolution.
Plans to run bundles of microscopic lines called nanowires right through these blood vessels. They will carry the signals containing the sights, sounds, and other sensations to the appropriate parts of the brain. Wire our brains directly to someone else's.
You would have not only the ability to address sensation, but also emotions.
You won't need words to communicate your feelings. The person on the other end will be literally inside your head, feeling your love or anger. Physicians will no longer ask, where does it hurt? They'll know.
Yes. Perfect. Exactly.
Aiming to get the truth.
This is science,
Directly with
Christians.
But whatever our brain's potential,
Learn.
we still want a healthy body. And another nano-based technology might make it possible to rebuild broken bodies and make strong bodies even stronger.
Yes. No God delusion needed.
Want to alter the human body,
No prayers.
want to improve it.
Science. Facts. Evidence.
So, if you are a theotard or a Christian believing in God and all that nonsense, either kill yourself so you can join eternity, or commit yourself to a mental institution so you can join us and be able to tell fact from fiction in this 21st century. Pace Dioro.